Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the weekly review of Sean and Serak. I am Sean the Torres here. Of course, I am joined along with.
And it's your boy, Serak the Mike. How we doing this beautiful Taco Tuesday afternoon on April 26th? What's the day? 27th?
20 Cent. Look at it. Look at
20 Cent?
trying to take us back in time. Trying to take us back in time. Man. It's a nice day, nice 87-degree day here in Tampa. Nice hot day. I got to take the pool cover off my pool because it's going to be like a jacuzzi when I go out there if I don't do something about it.
Is that damn? Does that happen? Yeah, does that happen often?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that could happen.
That thing is when people were down here, like my buddy was down here last weekend. It was so warm. Like the first day, it was cool because I didn't have a pool cover on it, so it was kind of cool. I put the pool cover on it. We went out boating, whatever, came back. That thing was like getting into a bathtub.
Damn, I prefer warmer though. I'd rather swim in a heated pool, than a frozen lake. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'd rather have the water warmer than cold.
Comparison.
Yeah, but it could be like 90 degrees outside. I'd be okay with if the pool was like 80 degrees. That's cool with me. I'm not drinking water. I'm just swimming in it. Speaking of that, our pool got shut down. I'm glad my
pool is heated because I don't like jumping into cold water. It's not fun. It really isn't fun.
It's really not. It's really not. And I'm so babied over here too.
Dude, I wonder if women have the same opinion because there's a reason why we don't like to get into cold water the way that we get.
Yeah, your nuts freeze up.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So I wonder if
you can lose kids that way.
Issue.
Yeah.
I'm sure every time we jump in, like 5,000 of them die or something.
That's a lot, man. That's a lot. If I feel that pain, that's why it hurts. It hurts. You just lost. You literally just lost potential LeBron Jameses, pretty much. You never know. So stay out of cold water. Keep it body temperature. What did I just say? It's perfect at what, 80 degrees? What's your average temperature? 80. 90 something.
Yeah,
They're probably like, thank you, Serak, for not jumping into a frozen lake and ending our lives or potential lives. I'm like, oh, you're welcome, children. You got.
I'm telling you, because when I keep that thing at 70, I had it at 76, thinking, okay, that's good, 76 degrees, because out here 76 degrees feels pretty good. Yeah. 76 degrees in water does not feel good.
Terrible
at all.
Terrible. It's torture. It's torture. That's what it should be called. It should literally go 90 degrees, 80 degrees, anything on that. It's just say torture. That's it.
Yeah, it
not livable.
Bad.
Not livable.
How are you doing, brother? How's life in the fast lane?
Life is good. Crazy weekend. Had some good news, had some bad news, but you persevere. You keep on trucking, keep moving along. Sometimes you need a little bit. Hell, I like to take mental health breaks where you just where I get like, I put the phone, not necessarily put the phone down, but I like just kind of work on myself for a little bit. You know what I mean? Like just take a break from the social media, from the videos, from this and this and this, from all these outside, stimulants, and just relax, do some meditation, maybe read a nice book, lay down, something. I think everybody needs those more than they don't.
Day. A day of unplugging is not a bad thing at all. Sometimes you need. And you said, read a book. It's amazing how. Am I really?
You hear me? Yeah, you froze.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but like your photo is just weird. Like you just standing there like a half smile. And then my roommate has a TV on 10,000. I think it's a concert going on out there.
Back on freezer.
Oh, much better. There you go. There you go.
See, this is why I'm the tech guy. I know we're both the tech guy.
There you go. But yeah, man. I mean, like it's good to just take a day for yourself and man, relax, get your mind right. You know what I mean?
Reading a book's good. It enables you to,
if you know how
remember, it lets your creative juices in your head flow again. Because we're creative, but we don't use it anymore. We're so into our phones, just always looking at news or what someone's doing on
TikTok. You said nudes? Always looking at nudes? You said nudes? I don't know, man.
Is Pornhub like open on your screen? That's it.
You was doing this.
I said news.
You was looking at your phone like this.
I think you might have Pornhub.
You was cheesing at your phone like you saw something you really enjoyed.
Oh yeah, I was making sure that our viewers knew where to find us. But
Get
those creative juices flowing, unplug. In 2 weeks after school is done, I'm going to do exactly that for a full day. I'm not gonna.
School's done in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Oh, that's fast.
I'll actually graduate this semester. So yeah, won't be walking a stage because everything's virtual right now.
Yeah, that's stupid. So what do they do? Like
virtual.
A Zoom call?
Yeah, you get your cap and gown, and you have to be on the Zoom call.
You got to wear it too?
Well, I would think so. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, you might as well just send me the paper and just call it a day. Because you're gonna catch me on the Zoom call. Waiting for I don't even know the order, the name. I got people in the background talking, yelling, TV's on, music playing. I got a beer in my hands. Like, oh, thanks. Like, look
Why
at
are you
this
telling
education.
people what I got in my cup, man? Why are you telling people what I got in my cup?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Nobody's mind go to. And then what if you got to go to the bathroom, right? And it's your turn. Like you can't just say, hold up. There's no pause. And then they got the nerve to mute everybody as if you can't you can't do nothing surprising. I mean, I guess you could. Yeah. You could just be standing there shirtless.
No, because I'm sure there's a delay. You know what?
You think so?
I might just do it because what if someone is decided, hey, you know what? I've got my paper. I'm not coming back.
It might be a delay. It might be, or maybe they got like somebody like monitoring, or maybe I think like they keep. I don't know what the fuck they do.
I don't know. They sent me some emails. I gotta read them.
Yeah, do you got to pay do you got to pay to be in the Zoom call? I hope
no.
You don't make you pay for it. No, you got to pay to graduate. Like, I guess you do.
They'll probably. Oh, you know what? They won't. It'll be a Microsoft Teams call because that's what they're using this semester is Microsoft Teams. So,
okay,
they're not paying Zoom anymore.
I'm surprised I haven't seen any like wild like graduation like viral type ceremonies through Zoom.
Let's think about that though. So last year when everyone graduated, it was pretty much brand new. So no one walked the stage, but it was it was brand new. So people were still in the whole I'm gonna do what the CDC says and all that other stuff.
Right.
But now this is a year later, and people are fed up.
Yeah.
So
let me graduate with my people. I wouldn't
be surprised to see people doing something a little crazy this time, just to kind of solidify, hey, if I can't do it, then I'm gonna go out big.
Like I'm trying to like picture like the because HCC is a smaller school, obviously, but I'm thinking like a USF, right? That's a huge school. Like I couldn't sit through a 3-hour Zoom
3 hours
waiting.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, Joe, just tell me the time period of like when you get to my last name, and then I'll be ready. But like, I guess that's how every graduation is, right? Have you ever been to anyone else's graduation? Sucks.
My kids and my brothers.
Oh god, so fucking boring. Oh my god.
I will tell you, outside of for high school, I'm happy and I'm proud for all the kids to graduate because, as you know, not every kid graduates, and it's actually not an easy thing to do. So I'm happy and proud for that because now they're in the adult world almost. But it is boring.
Yeah,
it is quite boring. And the only part that you're happy and you're excited about, really, just being honest about it, is your family members or your friends.
You don't even clap for the other kids.
You clap, maybe. Actually, no, you don't even, because you don't even allow you to clap anymore. So now you're just quiet. But everyone for their kid.
Well, you're supposed to clap for your kid, right? I don't know.
Well, no, you're not supposed to clap, period, until the end. But the thing is, everyone breaks that rule. As soon as their kid gets on stage, you hear their group.
Go, you go, boy, you go. Yeah. Thanks, man.
And I'm not gonna lie. When my son, I'm gonna go in order. When my brother walked the stage, I was in uniform and I was loud as hell. I'm telling you, I was way up in the bleachers. He was a tiny little guy on the stage, but boy, was I loud. When my son graduated, I did pretty much the same thing. I didn't have my camera yet, but I was on the other side and they were all quiet. And as soon as he got on stage, me, my wife, and who else was with us? Forgot someone else was with us. Man, I blew up. Yeah, that's my boy. That's my son.
Like, sir, you have to sit down.
Did it. because my daughter, that's pretty much like my last one to get out that little area. Oh boy, I had my camera too. Man, I was going crazy. That's my baby girl too, man. I was like, yes, yeah, baby girl. Rah!
See, I don't like cheering for people like that. Isn't that weird? I'm just like, I'm not trying to like, I clap for you, like,
so
good job.
You have a then you have a view of what people view of you, then basically. Like when it comes to me,
I don't cheer people like that.
Well, I'm just saying, like, do you ever let loose and just don't care what other people are doing?
Oh, it's like celebrating
or looking at. Celebrate, yeah, celebrate. It's like really to say
maybe not. Nah, I'm not. But the thing is, I'm not a big celebrator either. So maybe that's kind of plays into it. Because I'm like, I don't know, man. I celebrate shit that's like I don't know. That's really hard to accomplish. I mean,
that's really hard to accomplish. Honestly and truthfully, it's really hard to accomplish. Millions of kids don't do it every single year.
I know. What a shame. But it's just I don't know, man. I don't even like I hate celebrating birthdays. I hate celebrating my birthdays. Just like that's just who I am though. Like it's not against like Paige loves to celebrate and I hate to celebrate.
And thankfully this has not happened to you. And I hope honestly, brother, it doesn't. But it's one reason why you don't really like to celebrate your birthday, and this is just my view, it's because you don't have a reason to celebrate it. Like right now, to you, it's just okay. I got older. Okay, I got older.
Well, yeah.
But if you have something that has made you where you doubted that you were ever going to see that next year, then you're gonna be like, oh, I got to see another year here. Oh yeah, I'm celebrating. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and birthdays. I mean, they gonna happen regardless. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing stopping this. There's no. I guess I like to celebrate things that was truly a challenge, like truly to where I doubted if it could be completed. Then I'll be like, all right, if I complete it, yeah, I'll celebrate. But like a birthday is like, unless like I had like some terminal illness, and like you said, I wasn't gonna make it, and then I made it to this day, great. Or if like I don't know, maybe I'm trying to get my doctorates and I struggled at writing a dissertation or something like that, and I somehow got through it. Yeah, sure, I'll celebrate that. But like, if it's something that I know is going to happen or I know I can already do, it's just the date that it happened.
So knowing that you can do it and then accomplishing it, you fit that as just one thing.
Yeah, because it's not a challenge to me if I know I can do it and I know I can.
But if you've never done it before, then how do you really know you can do it?
I think maybe it's just my ego. I think it's the habits of completing the tasks that I know I've done in other tasks, even though the task may be different. It's just the way I structure it. If it's the same way I structure something else that I've done before easily or even moderately difficult, then I know I can do that. If that makes sense. I mean, it's kind of ego, it's kind of cocky, but it's also like a reason why I don't like shy away from completing it or like making it bigger than it is. Yeah.
No, I get it, and no, it does. It makes complete sense. And I was like you. And I would celebrate my birthday, but to me at that time it was just, hey, this is another day to get drunk, but this is another day to get really drunk. Right. Until things actually happened to me where I was not supposed to see another birthday, or I wasn't supposed to make it a certain time period in life. Then it became, oh, I'm still here. That's when I've started changing my birthday to, I'm going big because hey, I only have one life. And that's the way
now you got a reason to celebrate. Yeah,
Yeah. So now I do it big. So I mean, I understand your view because I've been there. I understand. To you, it's just another day. It's a bigger day to drink, but it's still just another day.
Yeah, and especially since like I'm at like a phase in my life to where like I'm very eager and like hungry to excel and learn and move forward. So I got a lot of drive right now. So it's like I don't want to celebrate shit that what I mean. Like that's not part of the main goal. Well, it's part of the main goal, but it's nothing that it's not a huge check off.
It's not the challenge that you have gave yourself.
Right. Basically. So for instance, if when I buy my house this year, maybe I have like a housewarming. That's a celebration for me because that's a big goal. That's hard to accomplish. A lot of people will never will or never have or
Hey,
never even
you know, I
try.
wanted to have one, but COVID, I couldn't do it. So I believe me, I understand.
Right. But that's something you would celebrate. You know, that's something I would celebrate. But like,
Oh, you froze on me. Or did I freeze? Somebody froze.
like at the end of the 6 months, I don't really
There we
celebrate
go.
it. It's just there you go. Like the not drinking thing, even after 6 months, like I don't really celebrate it. It's just like because I've done it before.
Okay.
If
Well,
that makes
yeah.
sense.
That, but see, and that to you is, it's not a, it's to you, and I'm being very facetious here, but to you, it's not a goal, it's a challenge. It's like you're just challenging yourself at that point. But if you set yourself a goal, like I want to be able to lift 350 pounds by October 1st. And if you achieve that by September 1st, is that a celebration? Or is that just something like, okay, I achieved it because it's a challenge, but it's whatever.
No, I wouldn't. Well, see, that's another thing. It's
350 is not an easy weight to lift. So just putting that in terms for
right, but it's not.
Understand.
It's I don't know. That's tough because like if I don't make it by the deadline, and even if I make it after, I mean that's still something to be proud of. But it's also frustrating knowing that you didn't make it by the deadline, right? Because afterwards, doesn't feel the same, you know. So that's why I mean it's good. I love having deadlines, but they also kind of suck though because sometimes you just can't.
I know.
You can't get them all. You know what I mean? Like you could try, but it's good to have something. I guess at least try to achieve.
So apparently, I know. So apparently, we're gonna be going back and forth freezing today. So just to let everyone know,
you froze a little bit.
Ongoing. Yeah, you froze earlier, so
I froze
back and forth.
Damn, it's cold as shit in here.
So
it's freezing.
It's just gonna be one of those things. It'll unfreeze, and
that's the internet for you, man.
Keep it moving.
Isn't that crazy?
I mean, that's what it is. That's what it is.
Go ahead.
So with that being said, you wanted to talk about. There we go. You want. Well, actually, I want to ask you a question. So, what's in Oklahoma?
Okay, so Oklahoma. So this Friday I go to Oklahoma, Tulsa. Thank God, because I don't know any. I don't even think I know any other. I mean, Oklahoma City. I guess
there's nothing in Oklahoma, by the way. I'm just letting you know.
There's nothing. No, not at all. I didn't
I've been there, so there's nothing there.
I honestly didn't even know where it was until like last week. Somebody had to, I was like, "Where's Oklahoma on the map?" Like, I know it's not above us. That's Georgia, but anything like northwest of that, I'm just like, I don't know, man. People live there, I guess. But now I know it's
fly over it. You don't even pay attention.
Yeah. No, I'll be in Tulsa for a wedding, and it's my cousin's wedding.
Congratulations!
Congratulations. I'm a groomsman, and it should be fun. It's a Saturday wedding, which I think that's kind of like the only day you can really get married. But it's a Saturday wedding, and we're just there Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But I don't know, it's kind of interesting because I've never been a groomsman before. And I haven't been to a wedding in a very long time, so I have no idea of what to like expect. Like, am I supposed to? I'm not supposed to give a speech or nothing, right?
As a groomsman, no, you can, but that's the best man. That's normally the best man and the maid of honor's job, really the best man's job.
Okay, but if it's what if it's the second wedding? Is there a speech?
Yeah, there's still a speech.
I mean, can you have a different best man?
Yeah,
from the second wedding. Yeah, but how's that work? But then, like, what happened to the first guy? He just fell off ranks or something. He got demoted.
No, he actually disappeared. We found out. So here's what's funny. So
disappeared.
So I'll tell you. So for my first wedding, and as anyone who's watching this knows, I've been married more than once. So for my first wedding, I had two best men. I was a kid. I was 18 years old, 19 years old. So I was a kid.
Why so early though? Why is that?
I was a kid having
a lot of second weddings. Okay, so
I was a kid having a kid. So that's all that was. Got two best men. My two best friends at the time were my best men, and I had some other friends who was groomsmen. Now for my second wedding, I was still friends with one of my best friends, and the other guy.
So you just got rid of that whole. Look, the first shit didn't even happen. You got rid of the people that was coming, the groomsmen. You just wanted a clean slate. Like, I'm sorry, I still love y'all, but I can't have the same people in these pictures that were in the first pictures.
It might have been bad luck, but the thing is, that whole one was bad luck. I mean, when you buy your wedding ring out of a pawn shop, it's bad luck. I'm just saying, it's bad luck.
I didn't even know you could do that. Can you do that?
Yeah, you can
I
do
didn't know
it.
you could
I
do that.
did. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
All right.
But
you get that back or no? How's that work?
No, they keep it. They keep that. That's theirs. Even that. Yeah. But so for that one, my groomsman for that one, my best man for that one, I only had one best man and groomsman. It was just one guy, all in one. That one was more of a shotgun wedding than my first wedding was.
Hey, baby, I love you. Let's get married.
But for my last one though, I actually had a best man, my best friend Scott, and then I had two. I had two, my brother-in-law, my nephew. My son was supposed to be there, but he didn't make it, and that was supposed to be my crew. So you switch it up. You don't want the bad luck to carry over. You don't want the bad luck to carry over.
You don't want the same people, because one of them could have been the bad juju that messed up the first one, right?
Exactly.
It's always you gotta what's that stuff called, sage, and all that, those incense.
See, I gotta sage my house, man. I haven't done that yet since I lived here. It's been a year.
Paige believes all that stuff.
It's not that I believe it. It's a carryover from my tradition. I mean, if you look at our history, and I'm talking about African American history, it's there. Sage in the house. A lot of things were lost because of the slave trade. That some things were passed down, a lot of things were lost. There's a lot of people that research to find out these things, and they bring it back up. And I think it's a smart thing to do, because it's it brings to the forefront things that we as Black people lost.
Or I mean, like, I'm always down to start new traditions too, though. That's
and there's nothing wrong with incorporating
exactly. There has to be for us to have, like, for people just to say like it's a family tradition or it's a tradition means somebody had to start that at some point in time.
Yes.
And just because it's a tradition don't mean it's gonna last forever. Don't mean it's a good thing. Doesn't mean it's a bad thing. But there's always the open mic for new traditions. And I'm down. Yeah. I fucking hate motorcycles outside. Oh my God. That noise is so loud. I'm like such a noise Nazi. And I just, some of the stuff I can
you should
hear.
be. You should be, just for our show.
These are,
me, I'll forget my TV's on sometimes.
Listen, these are brand new. Like, hey. These are brand new headphones I bought. These are supposed to be Sony.
Sony ones. Why you just would not go with the AKG headphones, will you?
No, these are Sony. This is the manual MDR 750. Oh, AKG. What is that? This is the same thing.
No,
you're not even wearing them though. You're not even wearing them.
Because I always wear these.
I mean, how you gonna show your headphones off? You're not even wearing them. All right,
but they're really good. They're really, really good.
They're really good. I just don't want to wear them.
I wear them for editing. But getting back to Tulsa. So while you're in Tulsa, there is actually a museum there.
Tuskegee Airmen, right? Oh, that's in Mississippi.
No,
wow,
that's in Mississippi. It's okay. It's okay. You're old, but not old enough to know. No, it's the Black Wall Street Museum
in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I mean, we ain't gonna be there that long. I don't know.
No. I'm not asking you to go. I'm not asking you to go to the museum or anything. But if you happen while you're in town, stop by like one of those. Like, well,
it's
welcome centers or whatever. Just to get a picture or something. Just something, and share it with me or share it with our group, because that's a heavy history for African Americans.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to check this out. Sitting,
you found it?
Greenwood. Yeah. Well, I just googled it, but I'm definitely gonna check that out.
So it's something very meaningful to us. I mean, I think it's meaningful to all Americans, to be quite honest. Because why do we have just one Wall Street? Honestly, why we have our money incorporated in this one area when we can spread it?
I know. I need to be like areas. I need to go and be like a Black Messiah, like that movie. I feel like I could be the voice for the Black community across the nation, but without but not like the NCAACP where it's like Black everything. Like, I don't want to be so far one way to where like I'm not open to negotiations. Yeah, I would love to be the shining light. I mean, and just mend everything and teach and and organize and, appoint leaders and, I don't know, just it's a thought. That's on my listen. That's something I'd celebrate since what I mean. That's something I have a celebration for. But I think about it sometimes. But I guess that's to start with the community. I mean, I gotta do something around here. I'm lazy as hell. Oh man. So yeah, the wedding in Tulsa. God, I went left on that one. Wedding in Tulsa. Yeah, that's this week. I'm excited, man. I'll be drinking. I'll be honest. I don't think I'm gonna make this last month of not drinking. I already slipped twice. In June is right around the corner, so I'm not disappointed. I wouldn't be disappointed in myself. I'm proud of myself as far as I made it over the past 3 years. So yeah, it should be a fun time, and we'll see if we'll make some memories or something.
That's gonna be, yeah. I mean, it's like I said, there's nothing in Oklahoma except for obviously Black Wall Street was there.
I know.
Yeah. But it's still a place to visit, to see. It's right. I don't know how close you'll be to Texas, but it's like right across.
Is it by Texas?
They're close. Oh yeah.
Listen,
like
I'm so like not trying to stay in Oklahoma for not long at all to where like my flight. So the wedding's Saturday. Our flight is Sunday morning at 6:20 in the morning. Like I don't even want to see the sunrise in Tulsa. I want to be gone before the sun even comes up. I don't even want to know that y'all knew I was there. You know what I
mean? Wait. When do you go?
I go Friday, but we land at like 7 in the afternoon.
Go for 24 hours almost.
Straight to the hotel, and then wedding Saturday. That's the only time I'll see the sun in Oklahoma. I'll be able to say that. I seen the sun once in Oklahoma, right? Like a memoir, like 100 years from now. Like one time in Oklahoma, I seen the sun once, and that's it. And then I'm off to Grand Rapids.
I mean, you will have spent more time in Oklahoma than I have. 24 hours. I was only there for 3-4 hours, I guess. I had to go to Fort Steele to do some things and some other things around there, but that was it.
Yeah,
I did not want to be in Oklahoma. I mean, Oklahoma is not, like Alabama or Mississippi, but it's still Oklahoma.
I don't even know, besides my cousin, like I don't know anybody.
Why does your cousin live in Oklahoma?
That's what I was kind of thinking too. I'm gonna ask him that. Maybe that'll be part of my speech I'll give. Like, why Oklahoma? Like, he was in the military too, though. So like, he could have got stationed there. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
He got ingrained there, and see, that's the thing. There's a lot of communities that are made that way. There's a community outside of Savannah called Hinesville, and it's the community that surrounds Fort Stewart right there. Same thing with Fort Hood and Killeen, but the majority of that community is because soldiers were stationed at Fort Stewart, hired out or got out and just stayed there because it was small, it had hunting, it had the things they
convenient.
Yeah, so they say, "Oh, I'll stay here." Some of us like me said, "I'm not retiring here. I'm out."
Yeah, it's like
it's too small. There's nothing here. I mean, it has Savannah. Don't get me wrong, Savannah's got great food, but that was still a 45-minute drive. I'm like, no.
So it was a 45-minute drive to Savannah, Georgia.
From Hinesville, yeah, and it wasn't a fun drive.
And that shit ain't. I mean, it's cool, but it ain't.
Yeah, it's cool. Don't get me wrong, but it doesn't have. It's not Tampa. It's Savannah has culture and food, but they don't have activities and things to do.
Yeah,
The more I think, unless you always want to get drunk and get fat, there's not a whole lot else to do.
And that's all they do. And get DUIs constantly. The more I think about it, Tampa's a nice place. Like, I could live here. I mean, I live here, but like, I could see me revisiting Tampa and like be like, I could live here.
That's what I'm saying. Once you come to visit this place, and I know it sounds like we're gonna be like the visit Tampa crew, but once you visit this place, honestly, it's you don't, because you get here, the weather hits you first, and you're like, wait, does it feel like it's a lot?
Yep.
And then after that, then the smell hits you, and it's like, there's clean air here. What's all these cars, but the air is still kind of clean? That don't make no sense.
You got championships. You got everything.
And then everything else. I feel like, I got Busch Gardens. I got 3 sports teams, 2 won championships. Wait a minute, why? I think I'm gonna like it here. I got an ocean. I got a better part of the ocean because it's nice and calm, and it's not dirty like the Atlantic. And
it's not too. Excuse me. It's not too big either. It's not like it wouldn't be classified as a a big city. I mean, it's a small market city, but like, it has moderate to light traffic. Like you could get places on time. You don't have to plan ahead, leave too early. You got plenty of shit to do. You got plenty of sports teams. You got a casino, which is huge. People love casinos. You got a drive to the beach, 20-minute drive to the beach of that. You got, oh man, outdoor activities. You got, I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on, and it just keeps growing. And yeah, man, this is a nice place to live. So yeah,
and the people are nice. And that's
people are nice.
Yes, we do have some assholes, especially when some of the snowbirds and stuff come. But overall, if you ask someone for help or just want to talk to somebody, they'll do it.
Perfect. You speak Spanish?
They really don't care what you look like.
Exactly. Spanish, Espanol friendly, So last week Wednesday, I got my vaccine shot. Yeah.
You got your vaccine shot. How do you feel? How do you feel?
I feel good. I got the Pfizer done, and I was kind of skeptical at first because, you got people who say, well, if you're healthy, you're fine. You don't need it. And then you got the people who say, oh, you should take it. You might need to travel. Then you got the people who say, oh, don't take it because there's no research long-term. Like, yeah, shut up. So I got it done. And I don't know, man. I felt fine. My arm was hurting a little bit afterwards. And it was kind of weird, though, because I feel like, I don't know if you ever seen like World War Z or like I Am Legend. Like you walk into like this, they got all these like white tents set up, and you got the guys in the military uniform and cops and stuff, and you walk in and they give you a number. I mean, felt like a processing plant, but and they don't even give you a heads up with the shot. Like you just sit down and dude just kind of shakes your arm a little bit, get a little piece of fat up your shoulder, and just bow, boom. He's like, all right, come back on this date. I'm like, that's it. He's like, that's it. I'm like, did you take it? He's like, nope. I was like, oh shit. Can you reverse? Like you can't. I should have asked him before he shot me if he's taking it, because that would have changed my mind. I was like, well, if you ain't taking it, why I'm taking it? You the one giving it. And
so he didn't take it before.
A lot of them didn't, man. A lot of the military guys, even the guys that when I was leaving, it was a guy in the traffic, whatever, and two young guys too. They had to be like 19, two young black dudes. I was like, what's up, y'all? I was like, oh, how you doing? I was like, hey, man, y'all take the vaccine? And he was like, no. But the way he said it, no. I was like, why? Like, you didn't take it. It's like, man, y'all know some shit that most people don't know. But I took it, man. I feel fine.
The thing is, though, which is so weird, we didn't have a choice back then. When I was in, and when I say back then, it wasn't like 20 years ago or anything. It was literally just 9 years ago. So it wasn't that long. You didn't have a choice. If the shot was available, you got the shot. Unless you were medically allergic to it, you got the shot.
Yeah.
So the fact that they actually have a choice is very funny to me. And they could have been fucking lying. I don't know. They give us a lot of shots that were not what's the word? Or FDA approved, I should say. There's some things that we had put in, I'm sure, allegedly. Experiments. I'm gonna put that out there, allegedly. But I'm sure that we had some things put in us that were not FDA approved because we got
I do that shit all the time.
A lot of different shots. Anthrax, SARS.
Wait, you got an anthrax shot?
Oh yeah.
That can't be right.
That's a 9 series shot, by the way.
So was that mean you gotta take it 9 times?
9 different times, yes.
Damn, they don't got like a liquid version you can drink.
No.
Some stuff you just be like, man, y'all can't make this into a drink.
And is your arm sore yet?
With mine? No. It was sore that day. No, it was sore like that afternoon afterwards. Yeah. But that was it. Next day I was fine. Yeah. And everybody was like, your arm's really gonna hurt. Like, okay, it's better than my fucking lungs hurting.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's the side effects. My arm hurts. Okay, that shit hurts on the regular. Like I don't care. You really would have scared me. Say, oh well, your eyeballs might fall out. Like, oh, I don't know. I don't know if I want to take this now. But I'm supposed to take my second one. I think May 11th or 12th. I can't remember. But what happens if I miss the second one? Like,
if you miss the second one, then I think you have to start over again.
How does this I wish they would explain how that part works. Like, do your antibodies
That's
just
the
like
thing, because
we give up?
what's kind of funny is you get the first shot, and they said Pfizer and Moderna both said that it gives you like 70 something percent efficacy rate.
Okay, so
But
I don't necessarily have to get the second shot, but if
but
I
you do,
did, my
because
effective rate would be way higher.
your effective rate would be way higher, and then apparently it's a completion of the first shot. Is what they're trying. It's the way they're trying to sell it.
Why do you need a second one? Why can't
Now,
they just give you double dose on the
like
first one?
J&J, because it has to get. It's too much on your body.
Oh, so
Like,
you'd be like
instead of you,
140%. Like, whoa! I'm
I
immune.
mean, because at the end of the day, they're basically getting COVID. I mean, that's what it boils down to. Is you're
Weak
getting
shit.
COVID at the end of the day.
Okay.
But you're getting a weak version of it. So if they give you two at the same time of that shot, then the chances of you actually developing COVID is pretty high.
Damn. So what? I mean, damn. I mean,
So
whatever.
I mean, I got the second shot, and
Is
it
the
is what it
second
is.
shot the same like dosage amount? Like
Same dosage amount.
Okay.
Some
So
people
you
said,
can't you can't just get like two first ones on accident.
no,
You know what I mean?
no.
It's me again.
It's like my buddy Scott in the who's watching right now says is a booster for the first shot, which it really is. It's a booster for the first shot, and that's what it does. It just boosts the shot to make it more effective to last. They're trying to make it last for a year, but we're still seeing they're still testing the first people to see how long it actually will last.
And the thing is, like, not everybody is willing to take it. You know how you get more people to take it? Make it fun, right? Like, if I walked in there and like it was like a laser tag situation, it's like, all right, if you could die, like you have to like dodge like Nerf gun needles. I know it sounds silly, but like, you know, it would be more fun, more of a game. It's like, damn, got me. Oh, shot
until
me
it
with the
hits you in your
vaccine.
eyeball and you got COVID in your eye.
You would wear a helmet, obviously, and, you know, and protect the vitals. But you know, you'd run around like obstacle course, and they chase you, and they just. I mean, even the soldiers would be having fun. I'm like, yo, this is, you know, they'd be back at camp, like, yo, you sign up for the vaccine training? Like, yeah, you get the guns and everything, we get to shoot people. Like, that'd be fun. Or like ping pong matches and loser gets shot. Like, I don't know.
So I can honestly say though, if I was in the army still, and if I still had the same athleticism and immunity
I don't know, dog. That
immunity
5'3", 40-yard dash.
system. 5'2", remember 5'2".
One bet.
If I still was then, I probably wouldn't have got the vaccine, because
You probably wouldn't have.
it only affects you if you've been compromised in some way. You know, and you're in your young 20s, 25, the chance of you really getting affected by it is extremely low.
So like, say if you are healthy, you
still can be affected by it. So it would have been a thought then. It's something I would have really thought about. Versus like now, it wasn't a thought. It's like, yeah, I'm getting it. Versus then, I really would have thought about it. That maybe not. I probably wouldn't, because
does it make you weaker? Does the vaccine make you weaker? Like, say if you're a healthy young adult and you get a vaccine, does that make your natural body defenses weaker overall?
No. Because it builds up your white blood cells, your white blood cell counts, and enables them to fight the viruses that
too bad you can't control that.
Are there.
You know? Too bad you can't like mentally control that. Like, all right, antibodies, you guys need to step it up right now. Like, just mentally inside your head do that. I mean, I guess like the other parts of your body, like,
some people probably think they can. Some people might actually have such a belief in themselves. They're like, you know what, if I believe it, it's true.
Yeah, if it was possible though, like other parts of your body would suffer just like they do now. Just like when you're sick, like you have like certain shit happens to you, you know, you get all stuffy and, you know, sweats and all that crap. Like, if you could control your antibodies, you would just be constantly like in a sick mode all the time. Like, man, you sick again? Like, no, I'm fighting off an infection by myself.
Yeah, so, but I can't come to work.
But I can't come to work, even though I can mentally fight this off. It's weird, man. It's like it drains me and gains me at the same time. So yeah, man, Tulsa should be exciting.
Yeah, it should be.
So last week we missed the show last week, but for good. I mean, I wouldn't say for great reasons, but
No,
like,
it was
for
a
good
good
reasons.
reason.
For good reasons.
Well, good reason. It wasn't a great reason. We're not gonna celebrate something.
Yeah.
But
I mean, this is none of this is great news.
The reason was it was a good reason to miss the show because we were
right.
doing what other people I thought should have been doing, that's watching.
Exactly. So just like most of America, I'm sure if you weren't at work, or maybe you were watching at work, but the Mr.
People were watching
Floyd,
at work.
Yep.
Believe me, I know that. I heard people were watching at work too.
The verdict was given on the George Floyd trial, and no surprise,
George Floyd murder
trial, and
he was murdered.
No surprise to me and you, and to probably most people, that guilty on pretty much every charge
All
that
counts.
was presented.
All counts.
Yeah.
Second degree murder, third degree murder, and third degree manslaughter.
Yeah, it's where they do it in degrees. I feel like we could think of a better system than that's just confusing because you would think first would be the worst, but it's not. It's whatever.
No, first is the worst. First
is it
first degree? Oh yeah, you get first degree murder.
You see what I'm saying? How it's confusing.
That's
like I thought it was
life
opposite.
Roll and all that. It's a whole thing.
So first degree is worse than third degree.
Oh yeah. Oh
okay.
Third degree, you're doing 5 to 7 years.
That's a
second degree. Second degree, you're doing not really for taking someone else's life. That's not long at all.
Oh well, yeah, but like that'd be a long time for not killing someone. Like,
oh yeah, oh god,
5, 7 years. Holy shit.
Oh yeah, that'd be horrible. But and then second degree is like I want to say 10. That ranges anywhere from 10 to 40 years.
And that's murder, right?
Yeah, second degree murder. First degree murder, that's life out, bro. You're done.
Or
even lethal.
Third degree murder. Third degree murder. That's the thing. Is that like an accident? Like
that
negligence or something?
Pretty much falls under like an accidental death. Like
like if you was drunk behind the wheel and you hit
you knew that your actions would kill someone, but you were not trying to kill someone.
So what's manslaughter?
Manslaughter is when you accidentally kill someone.
So wait, so third degree murder is
so you have involuntary manslaughter and manslaughter. Involuntary manslaughter is when you truly accidentally kill someone, like say in an accident, or you were shooting a bullet and it happened to go into a house that you were not aiming at and you killed someone. That's involuntary manslaughter. Manslaughter is knowing that the action that you're doing can cause someone else to die.
But you're not trying to kill that person. Okay.
But you know that it could happen.
Like alcohol poisoning or something. Like if I gave someone who was clearly intoxicated way too many drinks and they died of alcohol poisoning. Right? Because I wasn't trying to kill them, but I also wasn't preventing their death. Or no. But I'm in control of what happens to them.
Alcohol poisoning, you can get involuntary manslaughter for alcohol poisoning. If the bartender continues to sell you, even though they know it's a possibility, the possibility that happens is low. But
right.
It's a possibility. So
well, because we're supposed to, and I'm sure most bartenders around the world are supposed to cut somebody off. Like when you can clearly tell that they are like on their last, leg right there.
And I'm not gonna lie, when I was a bartender, there were times where I didn't cut the person off because I knew I was getting a better tip.
Right.
I knew I thought I knew the person could kind of handle it or whatever. But I won't lie. I mean, when a person leaves the bar, I'm not thinking about them. But later on that night, after you get home, you're like, damn, I hope I didn't call some idiot to have a wreck or something.
And they could go somewhere else and get, what I mean?
Yeah. And that's what happens. They literally leave your bar, go to another bar, sober up just enough to be able to get in the door, order a drink.
I'm good.
They are at it again.
I'm good.
Oh, you've seen it. Oh, come on. We've both seen
it. One more, please. And then
but yes, so Derek Chauvin was convicted of all counts. The count that he's looking at the most time for, of course, is the second degree charge, which he's looking at 10 to 40 years for.
It's the second one. It's the second degree manslaughter, murder. Okay,
murder. That's one that carries the longest length of time.
Why wouldn't first degree murder carry? Oh, he didn't get charged with first degree murder.
He didn't get charged first.
Okay,
first degree murder.
Because he wasn't planning on killing them, right?
Right.
Okay. So,
damn,
and that's confusing sometimes.
it can be. I I took law in college years ago, and they, it can be confusing because and involuntary manslaughter, and murder are not the only things that you can be charged with taking someone else's life. You also have negligent homicide, unnecessary something homicide, reckless homicide. There's all kind of other things too that aren't just those big three. So we have those as well. Yeah, there's a lot of ways you can take someone else's life and be put in jail. A lot of ways.
It's like that. Remember that TV show on? I think it was Fox, like 1,000 Ways to Die or something like that.
Yeah.
It's
but
crazy.
see, and that kind of goes into it. So let's talk about it. So Derek Chauvin, he got convicted.
Right.
His harshest sentence is looking at is the second degree murder, which is anywhere from 10 to 40 years.
Right.
I don't know. I know he's not getting 40 years. That's just not going to happen.
He's going to appeal.
I'm thinking it's going to be. Oh, speaking of the appeal, let's talk about the appeal thing real quick. Every murder conviction is appealed. Yeah. All of them. Doesn't matter who you are. You could be Joe Blow from the worst part of California, and you didn't kill 10 people.
You got
and
video proof. Yeah.
Video proof. You're still getting an appeal. Everyone gets an appeal. I hate the way the judge said that in the case, because he made it sound like that's the reason why he's going to be able to get an appeal. That's not the case.
It's like, don't worry, buddy. So, we got you.
They all appeal for the same reason. It's because they go for the biggest one is they think the lawyer didn't fully defend them in the case. That's the one they mainly go for.
Then but the lawyer's like, bro, they got you a video. Like, what do you want me to do?
yeah. And then they have evidence that then they go off the evidence saying that certain evidence shouldn't have been admitted, certain evidence should have been admitted. It's their steps to the appeal, but there's always an appeal. But the thing is, during that whole appeal process, his ass is sitting in jail.
Yeah, and that could take but the scary part is
time. That could take the entire time he's in jail.
But the scary thing is, a lot of times he'll probably get an appeal, and like it'll be like under the rug. Like you won't hear about it. That's the thing. Like they'll give shit time to kind of relax, and people for years down the road, and people get on with their lives and kind of what trial, and then he'll get out or something. So it's they're aware of the the media impact and
this and, like the case that we followed our first year when the Botham John case. Amber Geiger, she just filed an appeal to get out. Have her term shortened.
Yeah.
So, and that's what they do. They wait for the media circuits to die down, and they try and
sneak them
in.
Which is like,
but it's not going to happen. The first appeal isn't going to happen for either one of them. That's this wishful hoping appeal. The second appeal might happen. That's the one that is normally like for evidence not being admitted or admitted. That's the one that kind of normally gets people out. Is that one? And since these two are police officers, it's a higher case. It's a higher chance they will get out because of that.
Because it's funny, when they read him the verdict, he didn't even look like worried. Like either he knew that was going to happen. He didn't look like he wasn't surprised. It's like it's almost like his lawyer's like, look, they're going to find you guilty on all these counts. Okay, you got to accept that. But we're going to give it some time. You're going to do a little bit of time. It happens to everybody. We're going to appeal, and you'll be out a lot sooner than you think. Okay, so just relax. Don't say anything. Don't do anything stupid. Because he read and the dude was like this. He was like guilty. He was just like,
yeah,
I deserve that. Yeah, like that's. He's like, yeah, I can see how you came up with that result. Yeah, like that's how his attitude was. And that's kind of like worrisome. Especially watching that.
So I want to talk about this. This is. Do you have the comments open for the show?
I do. I just can't see them because I got the screen recorded.
All right. So one of the comments is this. My concern is the comments Ms. Waters said, which made major news headlines. All the jurors had cell phone access, and most people get news alerts. And the defense already trying to make an appeal. Not a fair trial. So here's my 2 cents on that, and I'll let you give yours. And I watched her speech, her interview. All she said was being confrontational.
What are you talking
Tucker
about? The
Carlson,
senator lady?
yeah, Maxine Waters. Tucker Carlson just said the same thing yesterday about people in the mask, about how people should be confrontational to when they see kids in masks in public. So they are trying to twist and make words that Senator Maxine Waters said to fit a narrative that they want to fit, versus just understanding the exact words that she said was, if the verdict is not what it should be, then we should be in the streets and become more confrontational. How you decide to interpret that is up to you. But the majority of those people who were on the streets with her did not incite any violence that night. As a matter of fact, that night there was no riots whatsoever.
Right.
So you took her words and twisted them versus taking exactly what she said and saying what she wants. And
So
to think that any person, senator, congressperson, president, can influence the trial that is already in its deliberation stage.
Like, what? It'd be influence if no one ever heard of this trial. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, the jury, regardless if they're not supposed to take any type, any outside influence or be on social media. Come on. I mean, let's see, this is where it gets frustrating because people act stupid. Like, oh, well, the jury knew. Like, the jury knew about it when it happened. You know what I mean? Like, they know just as much as me and you know, and it doesn't take, some senator, it doesn't take some voice for the people to say something to all of a sudden have an impact on their opinion. I'm probably pretty sure the jury probably made up their minds before they even were selected to the jury.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, it is what it is. I mean, we have to go through this court process just because that's how it is. But at the end of the day, that's why video evidence is so clutch, because you can say whatever you want and you can try to interpret things a gazillion different ways, but you can't not see what you saw. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can't say, well, was so-and-so sick? Like, doesn't matter. We're trying this person on what exactly happened, not what happened beforehand, not what happened afterwards, not if he had chicken wings for breakfast or dinner the night before, not if he's this and this and this. This is what happened. He would probably be alive if this didn't happen. Do we agree? Yeah. You agree? Yeah. Okay. Case closed.
That's it.
Not like,
that's
so said something to influence the jurors. Like, man, this is not 1975 where we don't have cell phones or TVs or in newspapers the only source of information. No, the information is all everywhere. Yeah, that's why it only took them, less than an hour. Probably because somebody had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, they deliberated for 10 hours, which
means I guarantee they
went to the room. They said they took a roll call. Yeah, they said okay. They discussed it for maybe an hour. And then for that last hour, they said, we're going to go home and come back tomorrow. Pizza. Yeah. Came back, said, you know what? We're going home today. He's guilty, right? Yeah. Okay.
Now,
boom, let's go home.
I will say this. Now, if this is like a trial to where there is no video evidence, and then you actually have like two conflicting, stories from the defense and the prosecution, then yeah, I mean, then the influence of an outside, person of power will say, yeah, that can have an impact. But this is information that's can be accessed by anyone. That's pretty much free. I mean, a Google search, you can still find videos today. So I don't know. That's just kind of a reach for a reason to try to let somebody out and try to uphold the Constitution. The Constitution says you get, but come on, man. You're a person at heart. You're a human being. Don't act like you're stupid or you're a robot suddenly, because of somebody tweeted something.
Yeah, or spoke out, and that people make up their minds. I mean, you can say what you want as a congressperson, as a senator.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, a person's going to make up their own personal mind, what they want to do.
And I would,
and that's why I don't get why the judge decided to point out just her when during this entire trial, people have been saying he should be guilty, he should be innocent, blah, blah, blah.
Well,
people have been on TV saying these things. So the fact that the judge pointed out one person
but I do understand why though, because regardless, it's just giving her position to where you would expect, I wouldn't say silence, but you want to wait for the results just like everybody else. You don't want to have any type of, it's just like when 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 Trump used to tweet stuff, people get pissed, right? Because you don't expect him to say
Yep.
some shit like that. Like, yo, you the president, shut the hell up. Like,
Yeah.
do what you're supposed to do that we don't know about, So I understand that aspect of it. Some positions you shouldn't say anything until you have to say something, but it goes both ways. But either way, that shouldn't change the outcome of the trial, and it shouldn't change what happened.
No, yeah, like you said, video evidence is video evidence, and
right.
And that's where it matters.
Unless it's that deep fake shit. Because that deep fake shit, that'll fool the hell out of somebody. I've seen a few videos of those. Though that is what's fucking terrifying. That is because you could, I don't know why anybody would want to do this, but you could use that same software where they use for deep fake, and you can change the faces of that entire video to where it's two random people you've never seen in your life, or even a person that's not even a person. I think that's what we should really be concerned about for the future, as far as all that type of wizardry shit. But we caught you on video. It was you. Like, no, that wasn't me. So yeah, man, we're definitely gonna keep tabs on what's happening, and hopefully this doesn't just get brushed under the rug, and we hear about it as like a sub headline or something.
But since they're actually literally trying to put a policing bill through Congress titled the George Floyd bill, I think
what does that entail?
I don't know it word for word, but I do know that a few things on it is the banning of chokeholds, the banning of no-knock warrants from federal officers.
That's how people get shot all the time.
Yeah,
just busting the door, and then like, how do you? That shit doesn't happen in Florida, right? Because everybody has a gun in Florida. They don't just kick your door open and expect you not to shoot back. Like,
well, the mayor of Dunedin, was it Dunedin? I think it was Dunedin. When his door was kicked in and he shot the officer, and he was arrested for attempted murder, he still has to go to trial for that, because it was a no-knock warrant. But that's what I'm saying. The no-knock warrant things, that's dangerous.
Even as a cop, like, why would you want that? Like,
yeah, because
they don't know we're coming, and with their suspected drug dealers, like, I don't think we should just buzz in.
Here's the thing: if this person is a suspected drug dealer or suspected of whatever crime they've done, okay, and they have not been convicted of any crime, which means legally they can still buy a weapon. Yeah, that's just how it works. Legally, they can still buy a weapon until they're convicted of a crime, or they have something on them they're not supposed to have. But until they are found out, they still can buy that weapon. So the chances of a criminal not having a weapon, if he's not actually a convicted criminal yet, is pretty high, especially in the South. Especially in the South. Florida here, especially South Carolina. I'm telling you, you kicking a door like the mayor did, like Brianna's boyfriend did, you're getting shot back at.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen.
People, they praying that day comes. Some gun owners, they sleep on the couch because they want somebody to come through the door. Like, come on, let today. Hell, they might even leave the door kind of cracked open a little bit. Just like peek inside. Like, hey, what you doing? I've heard. I don't know. His eyes were red like the devil's ass. I feel threatened, so I shot him 100 times in his foot. Like, come on, man.
I remember hearing it growing up. I'm sure you do too. Man, I wish them motherfuckers would come in here. I wish they would try to come do something.
Yeah. What happens? Your wish gets granted, and somebody comes in, and you just have me in the shower that time, and that's
yeah.
shit.
That's how it goes.
Where's my gun? Oh, it's in the bedroom. Get shot butt naked. Oh, wait, before you shoot me, let me at least put my drawers on. I don't even think I can shoot somebody butt naked either. Like, if I was like, yo, man, just put some, I'll be back later. Just put some clothes on, please. Please put some clothes on. Thank you, sir.
Oh, man. But yeah, so those acts being put through. I'm all for the banning of chokeholds. We use chokeholds in the military, and I think that's pretty much the only place it should be used, because if you put someone in a chokehold, it's attempted murder automatically.
Is it?
But yeah, especially if you're trained to do it, it's attempted murder. So
stop putting people in chokeholds. Shit, I didn't know
you're not in a training. Not you. I'm just saying.
You're trained. Okay, cool. I'm not trained to do that, but I do. I'm not trained to do it.
Yeah, if you're not trained, if you're playing around, you're right. But if you are trained to, If I put someone, because I've actually been through it, I won't say the case was, but I've just been through it. I put someone in chokehold and I was charged with a crime. I beat it, but it's because I'm trained in it. It's now illegal for me to do. Well, it's funny how that works.
I might have to go to a chokehold training class. How you put them in the rear naked special?
But I don't think officers should ever use that, because you use it to.
No, you got a taser, you got a gun, you got a baton, you got literally everything else.
Yeah, I would rather you hit me than put me in a chokehold. That's dumb, because the chances of you coming back from a chokehold are 50-50. Honest to God, because if you do it correctly, you're cutting off the blood. So you're not cutting off air.
And it's supposed
to
cutting
off the blood to the brain. Yeah, you're cutting off the blood to their brain. So if you hold it too long, that person is dead.
So you got to let go.
I.e., George Floyd. Yeah, you got to know when they're passed out. You got to know.
That's kind of hard from when you choke somebody from behind. Is he passed?
That's why.
You gotta verify with someone else. Like, yo, is he? How long has it been?
Yeah, that's why it should only be used in the military, because we don't use it just to pass you out. We're trying to kill you, plain and simple. And that's what it should be used for, not trying to subdue someone, because there's numerous other ways to subdue someone. A chokehold is made to cut off the blood supply to the brain. The time it takes, and I'm putting this out there as a fact. This is not allegedly. This is not some bullshit. This is trained to me by several members of the U.S. Army. It takes, and I've done it before, it takes 8 seconds to pass someone out from a chokehold. That's it. I can have you out 8 seconds.
Yeah, the more they struggle, I feel like the quicker.
Yeah, you can be dead within, I think it's like 25 seconds of that same chokehold, because, like you said, as I said, you're cutting off the blood supply to the brain, which the brain needs that blood supply.
So you got.
That's how quick a chokehold can kill you.
Yeah, you get a chokehold. As soon as you feel them hands around your neck, or that whatever arm around your neck, I go like this. I harden my fingers. I just go backwards, just straight back. I'm gonna be dead, but you gonna have one eye. You gonna have one eye. I swear to God, I'm going straight, because I'm a brawler, man. Like, I bit somebody before. Like,
that's what you're supposed to.
I am
fighting is not pretty. It's not.
It's not fair either.
MMA makes it look pretty, makes it look nice, because it's a competition.
Yeah.
But when you're fighting for your life, it is not a pretty thing.
I'm going for everything. I kick somebody in the nuts, but I have to kick you in the nuts. I rip chop, man.
Yeah.
But it's not.
That's what I'm saying. When I see on the news police fighting with other members, white, black, whatever, and I see when they do use chokeholds and when they do use certain tactics and they don't use certain tactics, that is very telling of how they view certain people. And you can look online. There's numerous videos of police interacting, and I'm not talking about white police. I'm talking about all police, by the way, because it's not a white police issue. This is a police brotherhood issue. If you look, you'll see that they have a softer hand when it comes to white people. It's just how it is.
Dude running butt naked chasing a cop.
Yeah, but and when you see black people fighting with the cops, you can tell they're not fighting for their life. They're just fighting to get away. They're not fighting to kill the cops. It's
a lot of running away type, shot in the back type scenarios. Which is like
Brown Jr. is yesterday, apparently. Allegedly.
As a cop, you should be prepared for all those types of situations. I've said this a gazillion times, so some of them are not. It doesn't matter all the training in the world you can get. Some people, like, if you've never, like I said before, experienced, like, if you've never been in a fight before, you can't just all of a sudden just be a cop. Like, I'm sorry. If you're not aware of danger, of what's a real threat, what's somebody just messing around, someone who's no threat to you at all, or someone who's an extreme, could kill you with their hands, you shouldn't be a cop. Like, I'm not trying to brag, but like, even like working at where I work at, like, I can tell when somebody about to do something stupid. I can see it in their face. I can tell where this guy, it would be hard to take down. I can tell, like, okay, if I take this guy down, where is the other security to where they get there fast enough? It's just about situational awareness, to be honest. And it's
about community as well, because I'm sure that you have some regulars in there that you can tell, hey, this isn't a good day for you today. I can tell in your face. I can tell while you're drinking. This isn't a good day for you today. So I'm gonna watch you a little bit today to make sure you don't lose your mind.
Yeah, you got to know how to what's the word I'm looking for? You gotta know how to de-escalate the situation. I think that's one of the things that should be at the top of training. How to first thing first to avoid any type of conflict is try to de-escalate the situation, right? Know what you're getting into. If the guy is hostile, he's pissed, don't automatically think you got to take him down. Talk to him. Hey man, what's going on? Let me hear this. Let me hear. And a lot of cops do this though. So this is, I'm not saying like this doesn't happen.
And
This
that's
probably happens
we have to
all the
say.
fucking
I
time.
have friends who are cops.
Yeah.
I have brothers who are cops.
Right.
When I say brother, I mean from the military. I have brothers who are cops. I support police. I support police. I wanted to be one growing up.
Yeah, I got some cops.
But I do not support the ones that are being protected, that are the bad apples in the brotherhood. Those are ones that need to be kicked out. Those are ones that need to be shown the door. And I'm sorry, blast them out.
The ones that like
we know all about George about Derek Chauvin. We know all the fact that he's had several conflicts and complaints against him before. We know everything about this guy. They should have got rid of him a long time ago.
Yeah, it should be a zero tolerance. It should be a zero tolerance. You are granted the tools to make in judgment to, make on other people whether or not you should take their life or not. I mean, I know that's the extreme situation, and I know not most cops don't even fire their guns, but
and most don't.
It's there. Like, and when you give that like that option, most people go for that option, man. That's why I said this before, man. That's why I don't have guns, because it's like guns are designed to shoot targets and shoot people. That's it. Like they're not designed for a door holder or something. Like, no, that's what they're designed for. So when you are in a situation to where you have the almighty gun that's in any type of conflict, most people go for that. They don't bother. I would think that most people would be like, why am I wasting my time with my taser? Why am I wasting my time with my baton? I show them this gun. I'm gonna end it right here. I don't even have to deal with the lesser. And that's sometimes people.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the high crime areas in New York, California, Chicago, Louisiana, you look at those areas, it used to be you had big buff dudes walk around protecting the area. Now you have these skinny little kids walking around with guns, and those are ones with power, because they're the ones who are not afraid to pull the gun out quick. And that's.
And I know that's
it, and that transfers over to police too, because those same officers that you're in school with, these are the kids who were picked on in school. These are the kids who didn't fit in sometimes, but they found their calling in the police force and found to them a brotherhood.
Yeah.
But then they get in that one first or second situation where it's a highly stressful situation, and the first thing they do is they pull a Derek Chauvin and kill the person.
Yeah, and you kill somebody, you can't go back, man. That's that, and I don't think people realize the severity of that. It's like there's no oopsies, there's no redo. No, it's just, there's no really training to prepare you for it. But I mean, you got to try.
And there are military in the ex-military in the police force, and a lot of them I know do a great job. But one issue that needs to be addressed when you have military that are either in the guard who are military during weekends and police during the week, or you have ones who retire or get out of the military and come to the police force, is the stress that we have to deal with in the military sometimes is glossed over. They literally transfer from being in the military fighting in a war to being on the street as a police officer.
And that's two different things.
PTSD is a real thing.
Yeah,
it really is. And if you don't address it and if you don't get help with it, then transferring that anger, and trust me, it's a lot of anger when it comes to PTSD, transferring that anger and those feelings in that stressful situation, it's quick and easy to happen.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, and it's not like, and that's the scary part though, because it's not like, these situations we talk of, like, they're not, there's no build up to them sometimes. It's just boom, like, it just happens, just like, when people snap on other people for random stuff, it's not like a buildup of like, I'm getting, like, you don't tell the person I'm getting angrier, I'm getting really fucking angry, and then you snap. No, it's just you chill, and then boom, just like in certain cop situations, it's you're chilling, and then fuck this, like and that's how it happens.
Should
every cop like have like a like mental health counselor on patrol with them to like just like a third party assessor to where they're not even involved, but they're just watching.
I'm all for social, and I don't know why they keep saying this the wrong way, but when I say they, I mean the proponents against this my idea. I'm all for social services being involved with policing. I'm all for when you have someone who is autistic or has a or schizophrenic or has a mental health condition, not only two police officers getting dispatched to handle the situation, but also a police trained social worker. Now, when I say police trained, I mean someone who has been trained to handle themselves in a situation, but their actual background
It's probably
is
not
in
enough of
social
them.
work. There is. It's just the pay's not there, and it's not something they want. I don't want to say they don't want to. It's just not something that they decided to interpret.
Yeah. But
Into
and also though,
policing.
like it doesn't like see the sad part, it doesn't happen as often as the media makes it seem. It
Oh, it
does
happens pretty.
happen.
No, it happens very often. It just doesn't happen. It doesn't make the
But
news
I'm
every
saying like
time,
in
but it
comparison to
happens very
like
often.
other crimes and other like, you know,
I know it
things that are
happens
going
up there.
on.
It's up there. It's up there. You have so many people who are getting Baker acted every single day, because of that. Mental health is a daily thing, just as often as getting a ticket.
No, I'm saying
It's
like for instance, if you were a
people who are getting
cop
Baker
in
acted.
Beverly Hills, like you probably never run into like a George Floyd situation. No, I mean you probably wouldn't even.
No,
I mean the
no.
most you would do is write a ticket to somebody for going too
Yep.
slow, and you know. So
Exactly.
that's
Or
why.
what you doing here? This is the neighborhood you're supposed to be in.
Right. But if you're a cop in, you know, St. Louis or something, you probably see way more action and, you know, than most cops do in their entire career. So it's
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
selective, I guess, for you to put it. And I don't know, man, it's a tough, it's, you know, it's back and forth, you know, and it's hard to choose sides. I mean, you try to punish the wrongdoers and you try to praise the good doers. But
And see,
you know,
and that's the thing. So let's talk about this real quick. So for the George Floyd case, you had Derek Chauvin, who was the senior officer on scene,
mhm,
and he had Hal, I can't remember his first name, who was the second most senior officer on the team.
mhm,
Then you had Lang and King, who
mhm,
were both rookies, both with less than a week on the force.
mhm,
The only two people who said anything to Chauvin about check this guy, maybe we should turn him over or do
mhm.
something, were the two rookies. Now they are all charged with accessories to murder.
Right.
I think personally that Powell is more responsible, even though they held it George Floyd's legs. I
Uh-huh.
think personally, Powell receives more responsibility for that
The
than those
experienced
other
one?
two because he was experienced and he's the one who actually stopped the firefighter from rendering help to George Floyd. He physically
Ooh,
stopped her. He said, "I will arrest you if you do not stop."
they can do that. They can threaten the
So
firefighter.
she was
I
she was an
thought
off-duty
firefighter's like the
firefighter.
golden boy of the
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You
yeah. She
can't,
was
they don't do no wrong.
yeah, she was an off-duty firefighter who literally said, "I'm going to intervene,"
Oh, okay.
and they stopped her. She had her credentials. She was a firefighter.
Yeah,
Um,
hell yeah, he should be just as
I
accountable.
think I think he should be too. Now the other two,
He froze.
granted that yeah, I know that's a stupid thing.
It's all good.
The other two, I think, should have to say something, of course, but I don't think their guilt is as much as Chauvin or Tao's
Of
guilt
course not. I mean, they're new,
because
so they
they
don't.
actually said something. They actually tried to. They didn't do
They're
the
new
act,
enough.
but
They're
they
new enough
made
to say something.
somewhat right.
So that's funny. You know, the thing with that is like when the I was gonna say commanding officer, when the I guess the most experienced officer does something, it's a respect thing. It's like it's a psych study
And
about
it's your
this
job.
yeah, but it's a psych study about just like the chain of command and all types of articles. But basically, what it states is that like a lot of times, people are hesitant to speak up in the face of like authority as in like a manager or
Yes.
superior, right? Even
Yeah.
though they know deep down inside what's going on is wrong. It's like
Yep.
it's an inner battle. And it's this book I was reading. I forgot the name of it, but he's giving examples of situations like that to where and it depends on the culture too. Certain cultures, like
Yeah.
if, in the Asian, not Asian, but like say in China, for instance, it's the older you are, the more respect you are, type deal. So if I'm an older person, I tell you to shut the hell up, you better shut the hell up. Not so much here, we don't really care, but
Yeah.
same concept is that, if I'm a rookie officer and my superior is, I don't know how long I've been a rookie for, but my superior is, doing what he's doing, even though I might feel like, hey, this can't be right, this has to be wrong. Sometimes there's, a limiter inside of you that doesn't
like a
say
mental
anything.
block that just won't let
Yeah,
let your body move.
And afterwards, and after the fact, like say things have died down in a couple of days or maybe a couple of hours, like you look back and you say, damn, why didn't I say anything? Like, so it's sometimes, I know from the outside perspective, we could say, why the fuck didn't they say anything? Or you're just as guilty for not saying anything, but they don't understand the psychology of the moment of like the freeze. It's like the flight or fight. It's like you just freeze. It's not their fault. It's everything's going so fast.
They're frozen.
Exactly. So
and
that's
I honestly
tough.
think that if you look at the faces of those two rookie officers, Powell too, not so much, but if you look at the faces of the two rookie officers when they were arrested, their booking photos, you can tell Lane had been crying. He was extremely upset and distraught about what happened. And King just looked like he felt like it looks like he feels like he just, what's the best way? Not Uncle Tom, but just turn his back on an entire part of himself.
Yeah.
Like he feels guilty that he didn't do more, but he's also feels cast out because all of us sees him as a part of that, where he doesn't feel, I'm thinking deep down, he feels everything was wrong.
Yeah.
But he
like
knows,
he's on suicide. Well, you gotta make sure this dude doesn't kill himself. Cause like, can you imagine? You got half the country, calling you a coward, and the other half calling you a pig, and the other half calling you Uncle Tom. Like it's just like
traitor. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Like you better hope people forget about this because your future is tainted. Your children do.
I mean, it's one thing for Lane because he's white, and once he pays his time, he'll still somewhat be okay. He might not have very many African American friends or whatever after this, but he'll still be okay. Versus with King, who is mixed race, he's feeling it.
Oh yeah,
he feels like an outcast.
Can't hang with us. Can't sit with us. We go to prison. Can't sit with us. Can't sit with us. Can't sit with us. You can sit with the blind people over there. Like,
I mean, what's up, you guys? Like I watched after the trial, they showed the King and Lane walking through court, walking to an arraignment, and you get to see it with the mask on. If you just look at King's eyes,
you could tell.
You could tell. I mean, this is the absolute pain and hurt the guy's going through.
Yeah, man, it's tough, man. Like people, like I said, man, it's easy to look from the outside and make all these judgments and blame and hate and all this crap. But until you're in a situation like that, and it's so much. So like nobody wins in this situation. You got one man who died. You got another man who will spend a majority of his life,
a chunk of his life,
behind bars. You got another guy who's caught in the crosshairs. You got one guy who career is over. Like it's no happy ending, so I don't know, man. I wish things were different.
Derek Chauvin caused pain, not just to George Floyd family, but he caused pain to an entire community and to an entire country.
Yeah, and on top of that, you got to deal with COVID, and that was right when COVID, like, was nobody know what the fuck to do. So it's like, that I think when things like pile up like that is when chaos and anarchy happens. That's when you have multiple like national events that people are up in arms about or hate or whatever. Then you got to be concerned. So I don't know, man. I'm just I'm I don't want to say I'm happy, but like I'm glad that there's some
justice is at least being attempted to happen. I'm not saying that it's happening because there's still so much to do, but at least the attempt is starting to be made.
Right. But I will say this, man, if that was never recorded on video, We wouldn't even be talking about it. Nope.
no.
You would never know who that was. And that's what is still the sad part. The whole body cam thing, like that should be, it's not federally mandated, but it should be.
Yeah, I think it should be too. And some person had an idea on Twitter, and he got crap for it, but I liked the idea, and I think it was my idea.
Mm-hmm.
But body cams right now are under the control of the police department. So, like we have the Andrew Brown situation, and if people who don't know, I'm gonna go and tell them real quick. Andrew Brown Jr. was shot as he was. Let me tell the full story. Andrew Brown Jr. was shot by police allegedly as he was attempting to flee from a search warrant. According to the autopsy from the family, as of today, he was shot in the right arm 4 times, and then square in the back of the head once. All gunshots appear to come from the rear of the vehicle. So they literally ran up and shot him, allegedly. That's the alleged part.
And that's the thing. Like it's 2021. You have all this forensic evidence, and it's just like, no.
Look how quickly we got the forensic evidence, but they still have yet to release the footage to the public.
Yeah, they got to wait on that.
They shouldn't have to though, but they're making it. They've already let the family see it. What they're doing right now, and they've said what they're doing is they're editing out police officers' faces and other content. They only showing like a 20-second blip of the actual murder.
Yeah, I mean, eventually you'll be able to see the whole thing, but it's just like I kind of understand why they do it like that, because they want to make sure on both ends, and not just the police end, but like they want to make sure that, you know, that if there's any trial afterwards, or like, you know, there's some type of litigation, that like, you know, the prosecutors and defense have access to the stuff first, so they can look at it before they make it public.
But see, that's the thing. That's not how body cams are supposed to work. Evidence is bullet fragments, gunpowder residue, all that stuff.
Right.
Body cams are supposed to be an instantaneous view of your actions.
Yeah.
Were your actions valid? And it's supposed to be a transparent thing, because the whole reason for body cams is because we feel, as you know, African Americans or Latino, or Hispanic or Latino, we feel that unless we're recording something, our word is not valid. And if you look at history, that's really how it's played out. Unless it's been recorded. Rodney King had his thing not been recorded by a bystander with a camcorder.
Never would have known.
Those cops, never would have known. Those cops would have got away with it.
Maybe it should be streamed live to the public, to where like you should be able to dial in on any police officer's body cam when it's on and watch for yourself.
I'm all for that. I was, live PD. The reason why I liked live PD was not. You remember, right? Was not because
I'll see like 2 episodes.
Yeah, it wasn't because I was all for the cops. I liked live PD because I could see what the cops were doing in real time, to see if they were being judgmental, if they were being systemically racist, if they were doing something wrong. Granted, there was some editing, but because live PD was so quick to put it out there, they were not able to edit everything out. So the Williamson County Sheriff's Department in Texas, that is a horrible, horrible police department, sheriff's office. And not only that, they were not afraid to show their racism on live PD. It was just blatant, and it was out there. And
what is it, Williamson County Sheriff's Department?
Williamson County Sheriff's Department in Texas. And I told my wife, I said, there's no way I will ever go through that county. Not at all.
What are you doing here? Nothing.
That's pretty much what it is.
Nope.
That's pretty much how it goes. So I think personally that body cameras should be uploaded. Like the footage should be uploaded to a federally controlled cloud, not locally controlled. Because
I don't want to see everything. I want to see what donuts you eating. I want to see how fast you're going. Everything.
Well, no, as soon as you leave the car, the camera should come on, basically, because that's when the action starts. That's when you're about to get in
it should be like someone, or like a range.
You should not have control of it.
Exactly.
It should have control. It should be an automatic thing. Your office is your car. That's your private space.
The fact that,
but once you step out of that private space, camera's on, and we're watching what you're doing.
Yeah, and can you imagine that the cops can control when they turn on or turn off? It's like I was watching some video, and they were saying like, oh, all their 3 cops, all their body cameras just fell on the ground. Like, Come on now. You mean to tell me as soon as somebody dies, your shit falls on the ground? Like, or maybe they should put a body cam on a goddamn gun. How about that?
Yeah. And there's small enough cameras to do it. There's so many things.
It's just so much technology out there in today's world to where like this should have been a thing years ago, decades ago, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, maybe we should put body cams on police officers.
And we should have a citizens review board. There should be a civilian review board, because obviously it's obvious that we can't trust what they say, and they say that they can't trust what we say. Okay, then we should have two groups, your group and this group, to come together and say, we're going it together. This is wrong. This is right. Why is it wrong? Why is it right?
Or at least, or at least, you know what they should do? They should go hang out with the firemen, because the firemen, they ain't never gonna bullshit you with a fire. You know what I mean? Like, listen, I don't need a body cam to show you that your house was just burnt down to ash. True. Oh man, holy smokes!
It's just it's one of the things. We're moving on, but I just my final thought on this is, I'm glad Derek Chauvin is guilty. I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad the conviction came through. I'm waiting for the sentencing, but I'm glad the conviction came through. I am waiting patiently to cast my judgment on Andrew Brown Jr., but right now I think that because 10 of the officers involved have already retired or resigned, that's going to be a big issue. Yeah, just because you retire or resign,
you don't work there anymore, so you can't be guilty, bitch. But
yeah, you can still be charged, fool. But so I think I'm waiting patiently for that. But as a show, we're gonna follow these things.
Yeah,
we're gonna
do the crime.
We are, the black show in Tampa.
You do the crime, you do the time.
Yeah. And so we're gonna follow these things. We're gonna bring them up and talk about them, because we should. I'm tired of being silent. Is over. African Americans have been silent for so long. It's done. It's over. It's time to put your guilty face out in public.
Yeah, you do it. You do shit. You deserve it, man. I mean, like, now, man, there's cameras everywhere.
Yeah,
and you should. Exactly. Either way, even if there's no camera, your character says a lie. You still should be hope you froze again. You still should be
this thing, I'm telling you, man. I don't know what's going on with it today.
Yeah, your thing is freezing. Anyways, it's all good. I think I am ready for what the Florida. Damn, it's been. I didn't even see the time. It's already 7 almost.
Oh, dang!
Jesus.
All right. Real quick, just want to put this out there. Apparently, Michael Jackson is innocent. Apparently, according to a judge, and I'm a Michael Jackson fan, so I got to put it out there. According to a judge, the case has been thrown out against him for the third and final time with prejudice from the two accusers that he did not do anything.
Wait a minute. You can't just fly by that real quick. So what was they accusing him of? Raping some kids?
Sexual abuse. They accused him of sexual abuse and molestation. And the judge said, nope, that is not true.
So if
he was investigated, and it wasn't just like private investigation thing that did this. No. He was investigated by the LA County Sheriff's Office, the FBI, and a private investigator, and all three have found no evidence.
So if he's like we'll say just randomly, say if he was guilty, like what happens? They just get money from his estate or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you can't. I mean, what's the point? Soon to dead, man. He already dead. Like
I guess you just tarnish his name. They wanted to tarnish his name. And you remember the documentary, and the documentary made it seem. I haven't watched the full documentary, but the documentary made it seem like he was just guilty of sin. But if a court of law says for the third time, not one or two, for the third time, with the FBI being involved in the investigation, and they say no, it didn't happen.
Hey, just like Cat Williams said, like, yo, I love Michael Jackson, but I won't leave my fucking kids with him.
Yeah, I know.
It's great, but just allegations. I don't know if it's true or not, but I don't trust it. So, oh man, rest in peace, Mike.
Yeah, definitely. But I had to get that blur out there just because that's all over Twitter right now. I'm a Michael Jackson fan, so he's not R. Kelly, so we can play his music.
What you do, my boy R. Kelly, like that? Listen, I still got R. Kelly's greatest hits in my car right now. I'm not listening to it, but it's the CD in the CD player. Just because I don't know, it's just the CD that's in there. So, I mean, he may be pedophile and all those things people said about him. But God damn it, that boy can sing.
But what do you do about it though? I mean, because that's the thing. Like, yes, he can sing. I mean, I Believe I Can Fly was good. What's the other one? Ignition. Oh my God, Ignition.
There's so many songs. I mean, it's classics.
But I
After
can't listen.
classic.
I have not. I haven't listened to him ever since. You know, I've got it in my. It's on my Spotify. It's in my Google Drive.
I might play it on the way to the game. I don't see nothing wrong. Yeah, get him, Kelly. I mean, don't get him, Kelly. Ah, shit.
See, exactly. See, because now in your head you think, wait. Is he really singing this, or is he singing this about some little girl? It changes things.
Right.
Changes things.
Oh God.
See, now it's in your head. That's all you're gonna be thinking about. All right, let's get ready for What Florida. And we're gonna go ahead and run through it. You have a 30-minute drive ahead of yourself.
Yeah, I know. Fuck.
So we're gonna go ahead and run through what
30.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and run through it real quick. But it's gonna be enjoyable. For those who don't know, is What Florida. All he's got to do is pick, did it happen in North Florida, Middle Florida, South Florida? Tampa is considered Middle Florida. Central Florida, not Middle Florida. Central Florida.
Whatever. All right, we'll let that slide.
Everything below Tampa is South Florida. So we'll put it that way. All right. Everyone knows everything between Tampa and Jacksonville is Central Florida, and Jacksonville to Pensacola is North Florida. That being said, let's get into the game.
Let's do it, baby.
Right. First story. A Florida man family, this is a family one, by the way, has been indicted. Yeah, has been indicted after posing as a church and selling industrial bleach as a miracle cure for COVID-19, HIV, and cancer.
A Florida, that's not surprising. I feel like I know where that's at.
All right. Mark Greenon, 62, and his sons were charged with 2 counts of criminal contempt and 1 count of conspiracy to commit fraud. The Greensons are facing life behind bars if found guilty, according to the DOJ. According to the DOJ press release, Mark Greenon, 62, and his sons Jordan, Jonathan, and Joseph are charged with 2 counts of criminal contempt and 1 count of conspiracy to commit fraud against the U.S. They are accused of selling Miracle Mineral Solution, MMS, suggesting that ingesting the product that MMS was not FDA approved
that's
will prevent and cure COVID.
Miracle.
It's a miracle. MMS is a chemical solution containing sodium chloride and water, which, when ingested orally, became chlorine dioxide, a powerful bleach typically used for industrial water treatment or bleaching textiles, pulp, and paper.
Trying to fucking burn a body or something. Damn, it was
the Greenons. Yeah, the Greenons are accused of selling product while posing online as a non-religious church called Genesis Church 2 of Health and Healing to avoid getting caught and to legalize the use of MMS. Look, the DOJ said the family was able to distribute the product nationwide and racked up more than $1 million for selling the fraudulent cure.
Yeah, first thing I think of when I think of when I see somebody drinking that stuff is this picture of these dudes. They look like they watching you drinking like yeah, buddy, you about to be here next.
Oh my god.
MMS. What was it? Yeah. No, MMC.
Yeah, MMS. Miracle Solution. Oh my god. I can't believe people bought it. Could you imagine opening going, smells like bleach, but they said it's good.
Like bleach. Tastes like bleach. It might be bleach. Yeah. Oh man.
And people did try it. People did try it. One person actually died from it. So yeah. Second story. Florida woman bans vaccinated teachers at her school from being around students because she thinks that will mess up female students' menstrual cycles.
What?
Yeah. Let me read that one again. That's yeah.
No science to back it. Just her.
No science. Florida woman bans vaccinated teachers at her school from being around students because she thinks that will mess up female students' menstrual cycles. Yeah, we're going there with this one. A school is coming under fire after it reportedly sent out a letter telling vaccinated employees they could not be around students, citing false claims linking the vaccine to changes in women's reproductive cycles. According to the New York Times, Leela Sentner, a co-founder of the Zitner Academy, sent out the letter last week. Her name is spelled Cntner. So that's why that's
Where's the school at?
Well, I can't tell you where the school's at. Thank you very much. In the letter, Sentner reportedly told employees that they would not be allowed to be around students if they receive the coronavirus vaccine. According to reports that she claimed that service recently of non-vaccinated people
I only want
negatively
the
impacted by interacting with people who have been vaccinated. Wow. Wow.
She must have watched
I read this one before, but still. It continues. Even among our own population, we have at least 3 women with menstrual cycles impacted after having spent time with a vaccinated person. Sentner also stated in a letter, according to the New York Times.
Huh. Didn't know that. This is good to know now.
Yeah.
Maybe I should ask that question when I was getting vaccinated. Hey, would this throw off a woman's menstrual cycle? Yeah, probably.
So last part. In addition to those claims shared in the letter, Sentner also reportedly told employees they will have to disclose to the school whether they received the vaccine. In the event they did receive the vaccine, teachers would not be able to come back to the school pending clinical trials for the vaccine.
Whenever I find out where the school is at, I'll be sure never to send or recommend anybody go there. Now, hopefully, it's not here.
So this is the last part of the story. The letter follows a bulletin issued by the school on its website last month titled Medical Freedom from Mandated Vaccines, which told parents your son or daughter may not be able to attend their first day of school until they are fully vaccinated. While these regulations were established to help protect all children, the amount of unknown risk associated with vaccines will have you seriously second-guessing whether this policy should be upheld. The month before that bulletin, the school founders also had anti-vaccine activist Robert F. Kennedy Jr. come to speak to students. The visit came
this is an older story, isn't it?
The visit came the same month Kennedy saw his Instagram account taken down over his anti-vaccine advocacy and coronavirus claims. That story too. I know it's not an old story. You would think so, but no. All right. This one I kind of threw in there because of the George Floyd thing.
Okay.
Florida man gets tasered while driving. Police officer thrown from the truck.
Tasered while driving? That's dangerous.
Yeah. Tasered.
That's when you got to be like, maybe I should just shoot this guy. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Don't do that. But you know, I mean, like, let him get away, get him later. Is I'm gonna
read just the first line of this one because it's
that a hit? Is that a hit to a police officer ego? Like just being like, I get him later. Like you can't do that.
I mean, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I got your license, I got your tag, I know what you look like.
I'll just get you later.
But I'm still gonna fight you right now because I don't want to get you later.
I mean, I gotta.
I'm reading this a lot. First little blip of this one. A police officer was made aware of a vehicle in the parking lot of a Sam's Club having a possible stolen tag to the truck. During the investigation, the officer contacted the people as they approached the vehicle. While the officer was speaking with Walter, he entered the driver's seat of the vehicle after being instructed to stay away from the truck. The officer approached the truck's passenger side in an attempt to remove Broyes with verbal commands stepping onto the running board. Broyes failed to obey the lawful commands of the investigating officer and turned on the motor vehicle. After several verbal commands, the officer activated and deployed his taser on 2 separate occasions in an attempt to subdue Broyes. During the attempt to stop Broyes, he began driving the motor vehicle through the parking lot while the officer was still hanging onto the truck. Broyes continuously struck the officer in an attempt to push him from within the cab of the truck. Before exiting the parking lot, Broyes struck the officer and ultimately forced him out of the open passenger door onto the pavement while the vehicle was in motion. Additional officers in the area located Broyes as he was fleeing from the location, and they attempted to stop his vehicle. Broyes failed to comply with the officers' attempts to stop him and continued to flee from law enforcement. Officers briefly pursued the vehicle, during which boys drove the wrong way and against traffic. Out of an abundance of caution for the motoring public, the pursuit was terminated to ensure everyone's safety. They stopped the pursuit.
So he got away.
They continued to monitor it. They found officers attempted to contact Royce at the hotel. However, the hotel door had been barricaded. Royce made threats of violence with a firearm towards both citizen officers, ultimately leading to the activation of the SWAT team.
Wait. Repeat that last part.
Officers attempted to contact Royce at the room. However, the hotel door had been barricaded. Royce made threats of violence with a firearm towards both citizens and officers, ultimately leading to the activation of the SWAT team.
Man, that's definitely in Tampa. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. All right.
But here's the best part. Wait, let me get to it. All right. At 11 a.m., Royce was taken into custody upon entry into the hotel room by the sheriff's office.
Okay.
Was not shot, was not killed.
But sometimes we can't like want someone to get shot and killed, though. You know what I mean? Like you can't.
Oh no, I didn't want him to, but I'm just saying he did all that. And he ain't getting nothing.
And then that was it cop black? I'm just kidding.
I mean, come on, the video's on.
That's like what you're supposed to do. I don't know. This is why I'm not a cop, because I wouldn't like, man, if I shoot this dude, I'm going to go to jail. I would be a bruiser. I would just be a cop
beating you with a vehicle. People.
I would just have brass knuckles on the whole time. They'd be like, where's your gun? Like, I don't need a gun. I'd just be like, what? Traffic tickets? Bow, pay that ticket. You know, what? Jaywalking? Bow, pay that ticket. What? You know, your license expired? Uppercut. Boom. Nah, okay, that's how you get shot. Somebody put a gun on you. You got brass knuckles. You ain't winning that fight. All right. Nope. So let me see. First, people with the miracle cure for COVID. Man, they should get together with the school teacher. I'm gonna say that's let's just say North Florida.
That will be in miracle cure happened in. Okay, the case is in Miami, but it happened here in Largo.
Okay, so I lost regardless. Yeah. Okay. All right, fair enough. Whatever. 0 for 1. Number 2, the anti-vaxxer school announcement. Okay, so don't go to the school because clearly they all got COVID. I'm gonna say South Florida.
Yes, Miami.
Wow. Hell yeah. I knew that. All right. Well, okay. All right. Okay. And then Mr. The police guy or the getaway driver who was pretty much like Mission Impossible movie scene. Yeah. I'm gonna say South as well. I feel like that has something to do with the school. You know, maybe he was a school teacher.
So and if you would have went with your first choice,
North.
Your first choice when you originally said it, that it happened here because it happened in Pinellas Park.
It did it. Shit.
Yeah.
All right. Damn. I'm sucking.
You just stuck with your first one, man. You just stuck with your first.
Damn. All right. Well, I'll get them next week. Actually, I won't be here next week because I'll be out of town. Well, maybe I'll try to. I might buy like a mobile mic or something. Because I'll be in Michigan.
This is for anyone who's watching, or if you're not watching, hopefully you catch this. We have a show with Dr. Jacob Carson on our YouTube channel. He's from the Cold Case Tundra.
Yes,
investigating a cold case. Be sure to catch that episode. I will gladly discuss anything you have, questions you have with it. It was a great interview.
They actually also posted 2 new episodes of that, because I know when we first interviewed them, we only had the first episode of their podcast, but they've since posted 2 more episodes. It's getting gritty. Check it out. It's really good. I listened to a little bit of it. You
can find a link to their podcast on our episode. It's actually below in the comment section. You'll be able to find it. So please go ahead and take a look. It was a great interview. A lot of information came about, and can't wait to have them again. So with that being said, you have anything else?
I'm going to, man. About to get. I was gonna say about to get this dub tonight, but I'm not saying anything until after the game. So yeah, I don't have anything.
Yeah. That's the way to do it. That's weird. All right. Well, with that being said, this has been the weekly review of Sean Serak. I am Sean Keenan Torres.
It's your boy Serak the Mike. Peace out.
Thanks for listening.